That was a gorgeous-looking shot there by Willie. I'm not exactly sure how that didn't go in, but he definitely went far corner pipe on that one. And the Montana bench was certainly looking for a goal as the goalie actually bumped the cage.
And there another pipe by number 25, C.J. Bowen, who drove right down the heart of the defense.
One-on-one, nobody there.
And St. John's gets the loose ball. 2 pipes in a row, or Montana would have added to their lead. They do lead by 7 as we approach the 8-minute mark.
Don't want to say it's over for St. John's. There's a couple of things they could probably start doing here more effectively. One is playing better base defense. The ball will get back to them. And on offense, they got to involve one another. Right there, you just saw St. John's get the ball back. One pass, unfortunately, a little too much aggression in terms of trying to get to the cage. They lose the ball, and now Montana's clearing the ball. And they're going to take it in the box right here. Number 15 for Montana.
He gets it in.
Will Vollmer is going to go ahead and carry it in the box. And, again, Montana's back on offense once again.
And Montana is going to call their first time out of the second half at 7:39 with possession of the ball. We'll take a quick break, folks. Montana is leading by 7 goals. You're listening. And we're back to Pizza Hut Park. Montana leads 12-5 with 7:35 to play. The Grizzlies have possession of the ball. Off to my left here, they work it around. Looking to kill some clock here as they enjoy the big lead in the big ballpark here in Frisco, Texas. Whitney Murphy passes up top to Wes Armstrong. He has the short stick defender. He has it in his left hand. He drives down the right side, rolls back to his right hand. Stutter step. Tries to go across the box to pass to Xander Alt, but ball's checked down by the St. John's defense. Still loose in the box. Xander Alt's trying to get it. He's double teamed. The defense tries to find it in the crease, and look at who's cleaning that one up. That's Will Vollmer. The St. John defenseman tried to pass it back to the keeper, Joe Nelson, but he actually gave it to Will Vollmer, and Will Vollmer finishes to give Montana an 8-goal lead under 7 to play. That one could prove to be the final nail in the coffin.
It's an aggressive play actually by St. John's. They were trying to go after the ball. They were trying to clear it. Just sort of ill-advised. Those are the kind of ones where you got to listen for your goalie to communicate with you whether you want that ball or not. Vollmer just steps in and actually steals a little bit of the hockey playbook there from Minnesota and sort of hockey shoots that one up over the shoulder of...
Check that. That's Townsend Hall with that goal.
Shoots that one up over top of Nelson's shoulder that time.
My mistake there. Sorry, folks. Townsend Hall, the junior attackman from Massachusetts.
That's his 4th goal of the game today, Sonny. He's certainly stepping into the prime light here of the tournament championship
Hat
game.
trick +1.
That's his 12th goal of the tournament, so he is certainly making an impact in passing his
4 goals
teammate Xander Alt.
Nice week for him and the Grizzlies as we approach 6 minutes. And they do win the next faceoff, get possession, get it down to the attack. You hear the St. John's bench wanting pressure, but the Montana attack a little bit too quick, a little too much stick work. Trying to wrap up this national championship with the 8-goal lead as we go under 6 minutes now. Patrick Small has it in his right hand. He feeds the crease. Xander Alt shoots and scores. Xander Alt on the crease with his 6th goal of the game. Check that. 5:54 time the goal. Montana leads 14-5. His 2nd of the game.
Xander Alt certainly taking the attitude of you can do it, Townsend, I can do it just one better than you. That gets him his 12th goal as well for the tournament, so the two of them are tied overall with that. But Xander Alt, nice job following his slide. He was on the crease. The slide went, and then he just followed in right behind as you're taught to do. Xander catches, turns, fires down the lower left-hand corner of the cage.
Little jump shot.
Yep, increases his lead to 14-5. I would say at this point almost insurmountable for the St. John's offense. They have not done anything at this point in well over 30 minutes of play as they're still stuck on 5 goals.
With a face-off violation, a technical foul against Montana, which will give St. John's an offensive look here. Strauss tries to feed the crease. Ball's knocked out of the box. Picked up there by the attackman. That's Strauss. They lose the handle, and the Montana defense gets it right back. David Malcolm clears for the Grizzlies. He has it in his left hand. Look at him speedy down. He comes all the way down. He's pushed from behind, and the flag comes out. And St. John's does get possession.
Not a very smart play right there by number
32. That's a push call against the St. John's Johnnies at 5'11", giving Montana another EMO. It'll be a 30-second push call.
Michael Burgess with a good hustle there by St. John's, but again, no part of the front of the jersey did he see on that contact. Unfortunately, that'll just give Montana an ability to burn some more time off the clock with 5:11 remaining, Sonny. I'm not sure there's much St. John's can do at this point to get this to go back in their favor. Montana's actually rotating a lot of their players in right now, especially on defense. Good opportunity for them to enjoy this moment. Certainly earned it. They've had a great season. And let them all kind of touch the championship field here.
Quick shot by the Montana attack, but that's knocked down by Joe Nelson. And the Johnnies clear a long Gilman-type pass over the midfield line is knocked down. And the attack finally get it. Brian Strauss does get it for the attack. He steps it in the top left corner of the box. He's going to be doubled here. He's got to move the ball. He rolls away from the pressure. He's knocked down. The ball's loose. The Grizzlies defender, Elliot Buckholz, makes a nice defensive play, but as he rolled out, he lost the handle. Strauss gets it right back. He's driving, left goal line extended. He rolls back to his right hand, tries a shot, falling away from the goal. That's wide, a good 10 yards off right. And the ball does go outside the box on the far side, but St. John's will pick it up.
And Brendan Harrington, the defenseman for St. John's, is actually down there in offense right now. I think he's trying to just help in any way he can to get this offense going.
There's a shot by Ben Ivory. He tried a little roll from X. Comes up here on the left goal line extended, but it's over the crossbar. And John Carlson backs it up on the far right corner there for the Johnnies.
Both teams doing a nice job here of getting a lot of playing time for some backup guys. St. John's is doing the same thing. You know, you've worked hard this whole season to get to the championship. Let's reward all these kids with the opportunity to at least step on that field once and get that feeling.
Ben Ivory feeds up top. Justin Gervais. He tries to left goal line extended. The shot's outside the cage. Knocked down there by Connery. He scampers on it, blocks it with his stick. He makes a long outlet pass over to the offensive side of the field for Montana. And the Grizzlies go to work here. Running it right down the heart of the defense is C.J. Bowen. He tries to feed Sam Cameron, who risks a shot over the top bar. Ben DeMarco, a new attackman in the game for Montana, backed it up there. He has it in his right hand. Now they're doubling. And the flag comes out. Ball's still loose. And it finally goes out of the box. So the referee will institute the foul here against the Johnnies. It's a trip call against St. John's. The foul comes at 3:16 of the final quarter. Montana, with the 9-goal lead, going to go up man up again, putting the finishing touches on their first ever national championship in the Division B ranks.
Definitely get a little chippy out there for St. John's. I know they are probably frustrated, obviously, beyond that point. Now they've had a wonderful season this year, beat their rival St. Thomas twice this year, including winning the UMLL Division B championship. And no blemishes on the schedule all year, Sonny.
They were number one team in Division B all season long.
Tell you, this is the one time you certainly don't want to have a loss, is when you're on the big stage like this. And I know it's probably frustrating for the entire team to have this loss right now.
So close to getting that championship. But Mark Heleneck's a good coach. He's got a good program. As I say that, number 10, Willie DeLewis, fires a goal.
And their man-up offense right there.
Man up, he fires from 12 yards and adds another one, pushing the Grizz lead to 10 goals with 2:47 remaining.
C.J. Bonin on the assist there that time. Let's look inside. Willie DeLewis, nice turn, fire rocket right over the left-hand shoulder, or probably over the right hip. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and pull Joe Nelson. Been a tough day for him, and they're going to give a chance for their
number 31.
Number 31 for St. John's, their third-string goalie.
So another guy getting a chance to see this big field and this nice venue here. But Montana, with the 10-goal lead, as we go under 3 minutes to play, has the lead, and the Grizz are going to win their first ever national championship. I think it's pretty much common knowledge now. Montana already has announced they plan to go up to the Division A ranks next year, and they'll be competing with Oregon and Simon Fraser and Oregon State in the Pacific Northwest Collegiate Lacrosse League Division A. So
I think they're in the right. They're certainly a good move for them. They're a talented team. They got a lot of kids. We're looking down at them right here. They're carrying easily 40 kids on the roster. A lot of talent. A lot of kids coming from back east. They got a committed coaching staff, and we'll see how much of a noise they make as they move up and following the steps of San Diego.
Yep. San Diego and Claremont, two of the successful Division B teams last year. Moth moved up in the WCLL. Claremont actually made the playoffs in the Division A ranks. And San Diego had a good year. I think they were 500 this year. So I think the teams out there have proven that you can compete on the national stage, even if you're quote-unquote considered a small school. I think the MCLA board is going to have to reevaluate a lot of the Division B talk this summer, and I'm sure that'll be a part of the agenda when they meet.
It is, and during that little exchange right there on the offensive end there, Sonny, we have a flag down. Montana went off sides there, a little aggressive. Xander Alt's going to be thrown in the box for 30 seconds for an offside call. And St. John's has an opportunity here with less than 2 minutes to go to end their scoring drought, which is over 33 minutes at this point.
1:52 remains in the contest. Montana leads 15-5. St. John's in the extra man. Work it around clockwise here. Have it on the left goal line extended. They go back up top.
Stand corrected.
Ramzik tries a shot, right-handed shot quickly, but it's wide, a good 7-8 yards. And it's backed up by the Montana defense. So a quick turnover on the EMO gets it back to Montana. Montana's backup goalies in the game, Dave Crosby.
I think our sharp statistician here, Ethan, telling us that it's approaching 40 minutes now of scoreless lacrosse for St. John's.
We have a loose ball push.
A lot of bench players getting an opportunity to step on the field right now, which is nice to see. You know, good class act by both coaches. Let these kids that have worked hard all season enjoy this moment. Unfortunately, for one team, they're not going to walk away with good memories of this championship game. But with a minute, 19 seconds left, we have a timeout being called by
St. John's. 119, we'll take it with you. We'll be right back with the final wrap-up from Frisco, Texas, Pizza Hut Park. Stay right there. All right, we're back to live action. Montana is going to win the first ever Division B National Championship for them. They're going to join San Diego as the only two teams that have won it. And the Grizzlies from the Pacific Northwest Collegiate Lacrosse League get the first of hopefully 2 titles for Northwest lacrosse fans, as Oregon will get set to take on the BYU Cougars in the nightcap tonight. Hope you'll join us for that coverage. Face-off is at 7 o'clock. We'll have online coverage beginning at 6:45. Under a minute to play here. Montana's got 1 title for the Northwest, and Oregon's hoping to make it 2 later tonight with the Ducks and Cougars.
39 seconds remaining in the game. St. John's with another turnover, and Montana will go ahead and try to clear the ball and run this clock out. In the goal right now for Montana, they have made a switch. Dave Crosby, number 13, a sophomore out of Lake Oswego, Oregon, is in the cage now for the Montana Grizzlies.
Lake Oswego has produced a lot of the players that are playing in Oregon's squad. And Montana is 21 seconds. Another shot is saved there by the backup keeper for St. John's. He's going to outlet here. Almost 10 seconds to play. They've already doused the Roffling with ice on the near bench here. And load up the bus, folks. Montana's coming home with their first ever national championship trophy. The final horn sounds. Our final score from Pizza Hut Park. Montana 15, St. John's 5. Congratulations to the Grizz. They're bringing that title home, folks. Final score once again, Montana 15, St. John's 5.